John Oaks here with Hexer's Hot Rods here in our Homer City, Pennsylvania location today. And today here in our photo studio we have a 1967 Plymouth GTX here for your viewing pleasures. We're going to go through this car from front to back, top to bottom, just talking about exactly what we're seeing here. Very nice car here, and it does, before I start, it does have the correct, date correct 440 Mopar engine in it. So starting with the front here, bright work. We've got the chrome bumpers here as far as the front and rear bumpers go. Those bumpers are in really good shape. I don't see any pitting on those, and we'll see those a little better as we walk around. As we come back a little bit further, we've got the badging here on the front fenders. Now this says Belvedere here across the top, GTX right underneath that, and again it is a real GTX car. Got the GTX hood here with the dual scoops on top, and then the black stripes here, and I believe these are painted on and very nicely done. As far as coming back here and looking at the panel fitment and alignment on this car, you can see the gaps here to the front side and also to the back side of the door. Again, very uniform gaps front to back. As far as the elevations go, everything is in a line. The door matches up with the front fender, and of course the door and the quarter panel all match up as well. Chrome door handles, they look to be in really good condition. Rocker molding along the bottom done in the bright work here. That's nice and straight the whole way up down along the side of the car. We've got mirrors on both sides, matching ones. These are the round mirrors. Chrome is in great shape. The actual glass lenses in those are in great shape too. As far as your glass here on the side, driver's side, looks to be a slightly tinted glass. You've got your vent window, of course your driver's side window, and your quarter window. No cracks or chips in any of that's in really good shape. Along with all of your bright work and molding around those windows, those are in good shape. The drip rail moldings too, nice and straight. And then as I feel through the rain gutter here, nice and smooth the whole way through that. No bumps or lumps to speak of there. As far as our interior, let's take a look at that real quick. Inside you'll see it's got the all black interior. It's got the bucket seats up front, complete with the headrest. Got the chrome trim around the like the seat backing and the sides on the seat there. Factory dash, factory instrumentation, factory steering wheel. The heater unit in there is factory as well. Does look like it's got an aftermarket, maybe AM, FM cassette player in it for radio. Factory center console in there too, and that's an automatic center console with the floor shifter there also. All the lighting and so forth all work there too in the car. As you can see, the lights on the console there are all lit up. As far as your door panels, again, you've got the painted top portion, and again, your upholstered lower section here, all of which is in really good shape too. The wood grain steering wheel. And as far as seat belts, this car does have the seat belts in the back. I don't see, yes I do see the seat belts there up along the sides there, so it does have all the seat belts. As far as seals and leather stripping, you can see the seals here on your quarter window. That is all in good shape, no dryness or cracks or anything there. Of course, all of your weather stripping up along the top side here, that is all in good shape too. We'll close this up on our way around the rest of the car. Now, the roof, the whole paint on this car is in really good shape, smooth and shiny the whole way back, polished up really well. As we come back here along our quarter panel, you can see got that nice chrome gaslit here that pops out here so that you can go ahead and administer the fuel to it whenever you need to. As far as coming around the back side of the car now, again, this is just your typical tail panel and all of your cladding and badging and so forth back here. You can see the Plymouth along the tail panel here. GTX right here on the corner of your trunk lid. Again, those rear bumpers, chrome, no pitting on that. Looks really nice. And if we look down below, we can see these dual exhaust tips down here. These are Meg's exhaust tips, and those are kind of like that oval slash cut chrome tip there to give it a nice finished off look for the exhaust. Now, as far as your trunk lid goes, you can see your gaps all the way around that trunk lid. Even the elevations here are really nice whenever you match it up with your quarter panels and that rear panel here right underneath that rear window. The rear glass also slightly tinted, no chips or cracks in that. And again, all of your bright work the whole way around on that window is in great shape. Now we'll back up just a tad here. I'm going to open up our trunk and show you inside there. Okay, so with that, we've shown you that the key does work the lock. Your trunk hinges and spring, those are all functioning. As you can see, it's holding everything up on its own. Underside of the trunk painted the same color as the car. You've got this nice trunk mat in here, carpeting here. That's in great shape. You can see your quarters and your wheel wells in there, all very nice. Seals around your trunk lid in good condition here. No rips or tears in any of that, so that should all seal up nicely too. We'll close this up. Again, that shuts nice and easy. And then again, just speaking about all the cladding back here, I would say probably everything you see here on the tail panel and even like your taillight bezels and lenses, this looks like it's probably the original stuff. It's still in really good condition. Lenses are in great shape there. Again, all of your cladding looks to be good too. As we come around the passenger side, again, nice straight big long quarter panels here on the car. We get to see our gaps here on the passenger side. Again, very uniform front to back. Chrome on those mirrors, again in great shape, along with the glass also. We've got the chrome door handles. All of your bright work here along your windows here, even around the vent windows, still all in great shape. And again, your glass here, no chips or cracks in any of that. We've already mentioned that, rocker molding down below, nice and straight all the way from back to front on this side. And then as you can see here, wheels and tires. We have gone ahead and updated these slightly, and it's really good look on this car here. As you can see, they look like your typical Magnum 500 style wheel that you would see on a lot of your Mopar cars. But if you look closely here, these are brand new American Racing. These are aluminum wheels. So again, you take a lot of the weight off the car, switching from the steel over to the aluminum. It's a great look for this car. And we have brand new BFGoodrich Radial TA rubber wrapped around those wheels. As far as the sizes go, we've got two 35/60 R15s on the front and two 45/60 R15s there on the back. Now, since we're on the passenger side, we'll take a look from this side now. And again, just more of the same. Again, your seat upholstery and so forth, that all looks to be in really good shape. The dash pad also in great shape. The whole dash and panel, the instruments and so forth, those all look to be in good shape. It's got a nice set of GTX floor mats in it. So those stay with the car. Carpeting everywhere throughout the car is in good shape. No rips or tears anywhere in that. And again, your upholstery, same thing. No rips or tears there. All your seals and weather stripping, even on this side, are all in good shape too on this car. We'll close this. And we'll continue around now to the front. So again, it does have the fender mounted antenna there. You get to see a good shot of that front wheel and the matching badging here on the front fenders. Now as we come around to the front of the car here, now you'll get to see what your typical 67 Plymouth GTX looks like from the front here. Looking at the stock grille, you've got the quad headlights here, got your low beam and high beam. These are your traditional sealed beam units, glass lenses, no chips or cracks in any of that. Of course, you see your Plymouth badging here along the front side of that hood. You've got the little hood ornament here, and you can see how nice a condition these hood scoops are, along with that bright work trim right on the leading edge of those. Now I mentioned about the chrome bumpers here, no pitting whatsoever there. Grille's in great shape too, and you can also see your gaps all the way around on your hood, as well as elevations. Everything's lined up very nicely. Set of nice classic style wiper blades here, and of course your windshield. Now I would have to say this is probably the original one, as you get to see some signs of age with it, but it's still in good shape. There's no cracks or chips or anything like that in this windshield. Even your moldings around here are all in good shape. Now we'll come up to the front here again. We're going to open our hood up now so we can talk about our engine and our drive line. So let me find our hood latch, and there we go. Okay, so as soon as I get out of the way here, you can see, first of all, the hood latch, the hood hinges and springs all work. The underside of the hood, same color as the exterior of the car. Again, all nice and solid underneath here. The engine compartment itself, done correct. It is painted all the same color as the car, and that's the way Mopar did it. A lot of your GMs and Fords and stuff do black in here, but for the Mopars that would not have been correct. As far as this car goes, the motor that you see here sitting here, now again with the Mopar engines, there was a certain year that they began doing the VIN numbers to match them up with a car. This is pre all of that. So on this car, you can only go by the date code, which I believe was October of '66, which makes this the date correct engine for this car. It is a 440 cubic inch Mopar engine. You can see it's got the Edelbrock air cleaner sitting on top, right along with an Edelbrock aluminum intake underneath there. It's got the 4-barrel carburetor underneath that too. Set of Mopar Performance finned valve covers there also. Now this car is a power steering car, but manual brake. It's 4-wheel drum brake, but that still doesn't, I wouldn't let that deter you. The drum brakes work very well on this car. As far as the exhaust, you can see it's got the stock cast exhaust manifolds. These dump into a set of full dual exhausts, complete with the crossover tube and dual Flowmaster mufflers. We already showed you those end in a set of those Meg's oval slash cut chrome exhaust tips to finish the look at. Stock radiator does have a chrome shroud here with the cooling fan behind that. Looks to be a maybe a 6-blade, maybe 5 or 6-blade cooling fan in there, and that looks to be like an aluminum fan. So the faster you get going, those will straighten out a little bit, cut down on the rotating mass on the front of that motor. As far as the distributor goes, looks to be kind of like a stock distributor. Looks like it's got brand new Accel plug wires on it too, so that's going to help deliver a lot better spark. I can see it's got the chrome breathers in the valve covers here to help with that. So yeah, and a chrome looks like Accel coil over there too, so that's going to give you a lot better spark as well. Now again, as I said, this was a date correct motor. So behind this engine we've got the Torqueflite 727 automatic transmission, and then as far as the rear end, we've got the Mopar 8 3/4 inch rear end. Now as far as the rear gear, I can't remember off the top of my head what that was, but you can look on our website under the the write-up in the descriptions. We will find that out. We'll get that place in there for you, because that's always a good bit of information to have for any car that you're looking at. So with that said, that's pretty much everything here on our 67 GTX as far as the outside goes. Alright, so we're underneath our 1967 Plymouth GTX, and yes, this is a real GTX. We're going to go through this as we do with all of our vehicles here, going from front to back on this car, from steering, suspension, drive line, frame, floors, everything underneath here that you see. We're going to go ahead and touch on it, and anything also that we may not and we may miss throughout here. Obviously take a look at our descriptions, take a look to see if those those questions are answered for you in there, and if not, always feel free to give us a call or shoot us an email. So starting up front here with our 67 GTX, we're going to go over the steering and suspension. As with this car here and most Mopars, your suspension, this is going to be your stock suspension. It does have the strut rods on the front here going to the front of the frame, and then it also has that torsion bar front suspension that most of the Mopars are equipped with. Now as far as your control arms, your lowers and your upper control arms on this car, those are just your stock stamped steel components. Everything here all looks to be in good shape. It also has the front sway bar here as well. Sway bar end bushings and so forth, those are all in good condition too. As far as your ball joints and all your suspension, those all look good, look like they've been greased and maintained through the years. And as far as your steering, this car is a power steering car. All of your ball joints on your tie rod ends, those all look to be greased up and maintained. All the rubber dust boot covers are all intact on all 4 of those as well. As far as the braking on this car, now this is a non-power brake car and it's 4-wheel drum brake. However, for drum brakes, it stops really, really well, so no issues there. As we come in slightly now to the center of the car, we're going to go ahead and talk about the drive line here. Starting with the engine. Now again, up until, I forget what year it was, I want to say 69 maybe. I could be wrong on that, but they did not start to do VIN numbers on these cars until a little bit later on. This car here, being a 67, does have a date correct 440 cubic inch Mopar motor in it. The date that's on this is 10/24 of 66, so that matches up with what this car would have had. Now behind that for the transmission, we've got the automatic, the 727 Torqueflite transmission here. Aluminum housing here. The flywheel cover is intact on the front of this transmission. You can see a nice chrome transmission pan here, and when I look at that pan and the oil pan on the engine here, everything is nice and dry, free from any leaks or drips that I can see. As we work our way back here, of course, you've got your transmission cross member here. That's all bolted in and nice and straight here. The actual tail shaft mount itself in good condition. Back here at the tail of the transmission, your output shaft seal, that's in good condition. No leaks or drips there either. Of course, moving a little further back, you've got your drive shaft here. That is a balanced drive shaft, so that's going to eliminate a lot of your vibrations that you might feel in your drive line. And then of course back here at the rear end, this is going to be your Mopar 8 3/4 inch rear end. Now as far as rear suspension goes, you can see multi-leaf rear suspension on this car, and it's also got a set of air shocks. So that's going to make raising and lowering the rear height on this car very, very easy just by simply putting an air hose to those, airing them up or letting a little bit of air down. You can set the rake on the car really, really easy. Now as far as the frame and the floors, all of that seems to be in really good shape here. The frame sections here up front all look good. Floors, good and solid. Now again, you're going to see undercoating underneath here, and this is probably, obviously nothing that we would have done here. This is probably original undercoating or done from a previous owner to help protect everything. But the floors themselves look good. You can still see all of the stamping lines and marks and all of the pans here. So all of that's in good shape. Rear frame sections, those are in good condition too. And as we come back here, we'll talk about the fuel tank. Stock fuel tank, no dents or dings in this, looks to be in good shape. Again, it's all been painted the same black as the rest of the car, just to help things kind of blend in. And as far as the exhaust system on this car, now this car starts off at the top with a set of just stock exhaust manifolds up there. And then of course it is dual exhaust. You've got your crossover pipe right here, and then a set of dual Flowmaster mufflers. These dual Flowmaster mufflers then exit out into a set of dual tailpipes, and those exit right out underneath the rear bumper. A nice set of oval shape chrome exhaust tips on this car. The only other thing to talk about would be our wheels and our tires on this car. This car sports a very nice set of wheels. We switched the wheels out that was originally on this car. We went with a brand new set of American Racing aluminum wheels, and they are modeled right after the Magnum 500 style wheel that you would have found on one of these cars. Again, just an upgrade because they're aluminum. They look fantastic. And a brand new set of BFGoodrich Radial TA tires on this car. The sizes are 235/60 R15s on the front and 245/60 R15s out on the back. Again, new tires, treads in great shape. Those wheels are brand new and they look fantastic on this car. So with that said, we're done underneath the car here, going through all of this. Let's go ahead and set this car back down on the ground. We're going to fire up that 440 motor. let you hear what that Mopar engine sounds like.